All right, we continue to talk football with the latest from the Rear Nephew Jamaica Premier League. The second round of Jamaica's top flight started on Sunday with 6 matches. And as usual, SportsMax had live coverage of 2 encounters, both from the Stadium East field. In the early fixture, Tivoli Gardens secured a 2-0 win against Molynes United through strikes from Barrington Price in the 13th and Horatio Morgan capping off victory in the 36th minute. Let's hear from both coaches. We'll get the Tivoli coach Jerome Waite in a while, but first Molynes United's Jermaine Thomas.
Really, we're awful in terms of how we defended in the very first half. We controlled, I think, the first part of the game, but I thought we conceded against a runner play, and that really made it bad. And then we created some good ones, and then never took them.
Well, one of the objectives is not to concede. Today we scored 2 goals, but we all have watched the game. It should have been more. It always narrowed down to decision making from these youngsters.
Yeah, Jerome Waite, experienced and successful. Now in the second encounter, defending champions Cavalier got a first win in 3 encounters as they brushed aside Molynes by 3-1. Let's get those highlights. George Davis was on commentary.
So referee Stephen Duarte took charge of this one. And early, Jelmara Calvin played in young Ronaldo Barrett. The shot was saved by Glenn Samuels, the Humberland goalkeeper. And then James Thomas, Dr. James Thomas, scooping this one up for Jay Jemison. Flying attempt, not on target. And then this moment, Cavalier would strike. Allen to Barrett, Barrett to Stein. Stein's first touch. How lovely was that first touch to set up the second touch, which was the killer touch. And he strikes decisively for the defending champions. That's how they went in front. On the side of the crossbar, out of reach of the goalkeeper. He didn't have to wait long for the equalizer though, Donovan Ducky. His team fought back, and the excellent Kareem Brand, before he ran out of gas, was superb for them in midfield. Odean Murray, tireless runner, hard worker. Jay Jemison busy at the back. And Jemison flying in, had his header saved, but kept himself connected to the play. And he followed up to turn it home for 1-1. And it was no less, well, no more than Humberland deserved. But no less than they deserved. Yep, got the equalizer. Somersaults to celebrate. That's Jay Jemison right there. Ovre whips this cross in, met by Jelmara Calvin. Shot saved, Stein's shot. And then look at this moment. Robbed, plays it through to Stein, who you believe must score. Sends a defender for an early bath. Saved by Samuels. Ovre off the crossbar. Lincoln Thompson, and then the schoolboy coming off the bench gives the ball away. Allen once again feeds Ovre, twisting this way and that, gets rid of 2 defenders, and it takes a wicked deflection off the goal of the defender and loops over the goalkeeper for 2-1. Let's see who took the final touch off. Would have been Lincoln Thompson, who will be involved yet again in Cavalier's 3rd goal. Glenn Samuels played well this evening, you know. Perhaps doesn't deserve to be on the losing end. But then look at this back pass. Criminally under hit, and McClear is steaming in. Fouled by the goalkeeper. No argument from the Humberland players about the call, because that's a stonewall penalty. And Jelmara Calvin goes to the goalkeeper's right and beats him. Keeper gets the wrong way. But the shot too good. Had enough power. And that's 3-1. Game over. Fever Chambers commiserating with his goalkeeper, who played well this evening, but goes home a loser.
All right, coach's time now. Let's hear from Cavalier's Ronald Speed, but before him, Donovan Ducky of Humberland.
The first half, I thought we had good control over the game. We were very compact, all 3 lines. We played well in transition. I was very impressed. I scored them 10 out of 10 in the first half when we went in the changing room. I must admit that we're a bit depleted. It's evident. This has been the story for the first round, and now the beginning of the second round. You go to the bench, everything goes down. And so it's no secret. We have to look in the transfer window. Our first 11, very competitive, good quality, understand the systems well. But in order to win games, now we have to think about the second half. So that is where we have to fix it.
No, I know they have the quality, so that wasn't the issue. My issue was how long they could keep going. It's a good thing. The pace wasn't that high though, even although Molynes played extremely well. So we're able to cope. As you saw, it is the same 11 player keep on playing, but then we're able to give some of them a breather near the end.
All right, so that was Ronald Speed, and before him, Donovan Ducky, both coaches having similar problems in terms of the depth of their squads and having, to play the same players. But hey, completely different ends of the table, I tell you. Let's have a look then at the results from Sunday.
All right.
So 1-0 for Chapperton over Harbourview. That's a good win. Dunbeholden losing at home to Arnett Gardens. A 1-0 victory there for Arnett. Kimarni Arboin on the score sheet. 2-0 for Tivoli Gardens over Molynes, as you saw. Mount Pleasant, the leaders, 1-0 over Portmore United. Racing and Waterhouse. Waterhouse had won the game 1-0 when they met first time this season. This time it ends 1-1, and that 3-1 result for Cavalier over Humberline. Montego Bay United versus Veer United. That match will be tonight, and it will be live on SportsMax. Let's have a look at the table. Mount Pleasant out front still, 31 points, one ahead of Arnett Gardens. Cavalier moving into third on 26 points. Same as Waterhouse. Montego Bay United can retake third position if they get the better of Veer United tonight, but they are currently in fifth position on 25 points, with Portmore United holding on to the final playoff spot at the moment on 22 points. Humberline and Molynes United, both on 10, are holding the relegation spots at the moment. Lance, just quickly, because apparently we're fast running out of time. Jermaine Thomas, Molynes United, what a year he's had. Molynes really struggling in the Premier League, having some tough losses. And then when you consider that this man had probably the toughest loss of all in the Costa Cup final with McGrath High. Tough times.
Yeah, it's a very thankless job being a football coach, and you are judged by your results. And given Molynes' lack of performances so far, or lack of results so far this season, it wouldn't surprise me if his tenure ends at Molynes. But it's obvious that he's a good coach. He knows how to set his team up. They're just not scoring goals, which you need to do. They have lost most of the games they've played so far in the Premier League. And a lot of the games I've seen, it's not that they've been completely outplayed, but for the most part, they've gotten scoring opportunities that they don't deliver. You just see the constant pictures of him on the sidelines feeling deflated because something happens on the pitch that wasn't a part of the training ground preparation. So it's a tough time for him.
And it's interesting because I do think they have one of the better strikers in the league, certainly at his best, Jason Wright.
Yeah.
So you would think that with someone of his quality, if they are getting chances, that they would be scoring quite a few of them. But I also wonder when it comes on to Molynes, if it's, like Manchester United, for example, if it's an issue of coaching or it's just an issue of the overall system at the club, because we've seen successive coaches struggle in a similar vein with Molynes.
Yeah, Molynes have changed coaches almost every season because of their lack of getting results. Right now, they've lost 10 of the 14 matches they've played so far this season and conceded a whopping 32 goals, which is by far more than any other team so far in the tournament. So tough on them. But there's still a lot of football left to be played. Remember, there will be 3 rounds of football in the Premier League this year. So the
that
team
could be worse for a team like Molynes.
Well, it could be, but you have to be positive and optimistic if you are in charge of Molynes. And Harbourview, who are 12th at the moment, just above the drop zone, are just 2 points ahead of them. So they'd have to look at it from that standpoint.
Well, I tell you what, Molynes need a break, and we have to go to a break. We'll be back with Interactive.